Welcome back, class 10, your history class. Today we will start with uh, chapter 10, Independence and the Partition of India. The British always pointed with pride to the political unity of India they had brought about. They were very proud and they said that India was politically united and the Britishers were instrumental in doing that. But unfortunately, they undid it. They totally broke the unity towards the end of their rule. The imprisonment of the Congress leaders in 1942 left the political field free for Jinnah, who was now very popular in the ruling class. So, 1942, all the Congress leaders were arrested. So, Jinnah was not arrested. So, he was free to do whatever he wanted to, and he was very popular among the ruling class. That means he was very popular among the Britishers. Demand for Pakistan, that is partition of India. Sir Muhammad Iqbal, at the Allahabad session of the Muslim League in 1930, conceived a plan of a Muslim state. So, according to Sir Muhammad Iqbal, in the Allahabad session of the Muslim League in 1930, thought of a plan that there should be a separate Muslim state. Such a state would embrace all those provinces where the Muslim faith is strong. So, this state will take in them, incorporate in them, all such states where the Muslims are in a larger number. A group of young men at Cambridge, led by Muhammad Rahmat Ali, systematically propagated the scheme. So, a group of young men at Cambridge started to propagate and, bring in the plan together. In 1933, a 4-page leaflet was distributed by them. They confessed that their scheme of Pakistan was different from that of Sir Iqbal. Sir Iqbal wanted the merger of those provinces into a single state within the Indian Federation. He was not thinking in terms of partition of India. So, this is very important. Sir Iqbal, Muhammad Iqbal, never wanted a separate state, or a separate state away from, partitioned from India. He wanted a merger of those provinces, that means Muslim majority provinces merge into one, and they will stay within the Indian Federation. Sir Iqbal never wanted a partition, but the Cambridge boys, on the other hand, proposed that these provinces should have a separate federation of their own. Rahmat Ali had even found a name for a separate state. He called it Pakistan, and the word composed of the initial means the first letter of the alphabet from Punjab, Afghan province, Kashmir, Sindh, and the last syllable of Balochistan. So, Pakistan, Pakistan. So, first syllables. At its Lahore session in 1940, the Muslim League passed a resolution that the areas in which the Muslims are numerically in majority should be grouped to constitute an independent state. So, in the Lahore session, the resolution was passed. Jinnah's two-nation theory. Jinnah, in his presidential address at the Lahore session, declared that Islam and Hinduism were not religions in the strict sense of the term. Instead, they were two distinct nationalities. They were not religiously different, but their nationality was different. So, he said, I will just quote what he said. He said that the Hindus and Muslims derive their inspirations from different sources of history. They have different epics, different heroes, different episodes. So, if you yoke these two nations together, means bring them together, the project is doomed to failure from the start. The project is going to fail from the start. The government gave all encouragement to the Muslim League. They encouraged a lot. Gandhi, Abul Kalam Azad, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, and other nationalist leaders did not accept this League thesis. Gandhi remarked, Hindus and Muslims of India are not two nations. Those whom God had made one, man will never be able to divide. Anyway, now the cabinet mission. What is the cabinet mission? The World War II came to an end with the surrender of Japan in August 1945. Shortly before this, a Labour government with Mr. Attlee as the Prime Minister came to power in Britain. Mr. Attlee had clearly stated his sympathy with the India's political aspiration. So, number one, why was cabinet mission sent to India? Number one, the trial of INA officers, the prosecutions of the Azad Hind Fauj or INA officers has created a strong anti-British feeling in India. The charge against them was treason. Treason means disloyalty to the government, disloyalty to the British Crown. Everyone in India believed that the punishment given to them will, in fact, be a punishment to the whole India. There was a crisis situation which called for a speedy resolution. So that is why the one reason why cabinet mission was sent to India. Second, elections to the central and provincial legislatures. The new Secretary of State for India, Lord Pethick Lawrence, announced that elections of the central and provincial legislatures in India would be held as soon as possible. By February 1946, the elections were all over. The Congress formed ministries in 8 out of 11 provinces, majority. The Muslim League formed governments in Bengal and Sindh. In Punjab, coalition government was formed by Khizr Hayat Khan. In fact, elections established the Muslim Leagues as the only mouthpiece of the Muslims. So after the election, the Muslim Leagues became the only mouthpiece or the only spokesperson party of the Muslims. The League was demanding. Now, they have won quite a few seats, so they were clamoring for partition of India. The purpose of the cabinet mission. Now, what was the purpose? Under these circumstances, so there was an unrest in India. So, under these circumstances, the government decided to send a mission, a group of people, comprising 3 members of the British cabinet to India. Accordingly, Sir Pethick Lawrence, Sir Stafford Cripps, and Mr. Alexander arrived in Delhi on 24th March 1946. Their purpose was to bring about a settlement between the League and the Congress for a speedy transfer of power from the British to Indian hands. So they wanted a compromise. They were the middlemen. They will be sitting in the middle. One side there will be the Muslim League and one side there will be Congress, and they will be bringing in a settlement between these two parties. Rejection of demand of Pakistan. Muslim League's demand of Pakistan was rejected by the cabinet mission because for many reasons. The cabinet mission did not accept it initially. Why? In the first place, it would not provide an acceptable solution to communal problem, religious problem. There will not be a solution. It will, the religious problem will be not solved if Pakistan is formed. The size of the non-Muslim minorities in Pakistan would be very considerable. The Commission saw no justification for including within Pakistan the areas of Punjab, Bengal and Assam in which the population was predominantly non-Muslim. Second, 2 halves of the proposed Pakistan state, West Punjab, East Bengal, would be separated by some 700 miles. So, once you separate 2 countries, communication between these would depend on the goodwill of India, because there will be West Pakistan, West Punjab and East Bengal. In between there is India. So if West Punjab and East Bengal is to communicate, they have to go through India. So it will depend on the goodwill of the India. What type of relation India is maintaining with West Punjab and East Bengal. Thirdly, the armed forces and the postal and telegraph system has been built up for India as a whole. So to disintegrate them, separate them would gravely injure both parts of India. And finally, partition would make the problems of the princely states more complex. So, having failed to bring about an agreement between the Congress and the League, no agreement was possible between the Congress and the League. The cabinet mission put forward some proposals. What were those proposals? A federal union. There was to be a federal union including both British India and princely states. Central government was to have three subjects under their jurisdiction, namely defense, foreign affairs, communication. Okay. Of course, it would have the power to raise the finances required for these subjects. If finance is needed, it will be able to raise the money. Second, the subjects to be retained by the provinces and the princely states. All subjects other than central subjects means departments over here. Central departments are defense, foreign affairs and communications. Apart from these departments, all other departments would go under the control of the provinces. Thus, the proposal accepted the principle of provincial autonomy. Province autonomy means freedom. The princely states would retain all subjects and powers other than those ceded to the union. Princely state will have all the powers other than the powers under the union, federal union. The provinces would be divided into three groups. Provinces would be free to form groups, and each group would be like a regional union. Group A would include Madras, Bombay, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Central Provinces and Orissa. Group B would comprise Punjab, NWFP, Sindh, and Group C would include Assam and Bengal. NWFP means the Afghan provinces. The fourth is a constitution making body. A constituent assembly would frame the union constitution. It was to consist of 385 members. The provinces would elect 292 members, whereas the princely state would allocate 93 seats. Okay. After a preliminary meeting, the constituent assembly was to split into three groups. Members of all three groups would frame a provincial constitutions, and provinces included in each group. They would also decide whether any regional constitution would be set up for those provinces. Finally, the Constituent Assembly would meet again jointly and frame a union constitution. Thus, Cabinet Mission proposed. What ultimately Cabinet Mission proposed? Cabinet Mission proposed a federal union with three group tiers, three stages: provinces, regional groups of provinces, and the union center. Cabinet Mission also recommended to form an interim government. For the time being, the Viceroy would constitute the Executive Council consisting representatives of all communities. Interim government for the time being. From the time the power is transferred to India. In between that, India would decide whether she would remain within the British Commonwealth. India would be free to remain within the British Commonwealth or withdraw from it. Treaty between the Constituent Assembly and the United Kingdom. It would be necessary to work out a treaty between the Constituent Assembly and the UK, United Kingdom, for matters arising out of the transfer of powers. So these are the proposals of the Cabinet Mission Plan. Proposals are asked. Reasons why Cabinet Mission was sent to India is asked. Now the response. The Cabinet Mission Plan was the most carefully worked out to compromise between the conflicting claims of League and the Congress. Although the League's demand for Pakistan had been rejected by the Cabinet Mission sought to satisfy the League by a provision which permitted grouping the provinces. Grouping was allowed, but separation was not allowed. The Congress Working Committee sought an assurance that the proposed Constituent Assembly would be a sovereign body and that the provinces should be free to opt to any group it wanted. This was important in the view that Assam was proposed in Group C, had a congressman government at that time. So, the Cabinet Mission accepted the complete freedom of Constituent Assembly to frame the constitution, but insisted on compulsory grouping of the provinces. Even the Congress accepted the plan because it preserved the unity of India. It agreed to join the Constituent Assembly with a view of framing the constitution of United Democratic India. That is what Congress wanted. Congress, however, rejected Viceroy's offer to form an interim government because the principle of parity between the Muslim League was not acceptable to them, working with the Muslim League at the same level. Muslim League criticized the proposal because demand of Pakistan was not accepted in clear-cut terms. However, on 6 June 1946, the League accepted the cabinet mission proposal. It saw in its plan the seeds of Pakistan. The League authorized Mr. Jinnah to negotiate with the Viceroy in regard to the formation of the interim government. What was the reaction of Sikhs and the scheduled caste? The Sikhs opposed the proposal because Punjab was placed under Group B along with Muslim majority provinces and Sindh. They felt that the Muslim League would play a dominant role in this region. See, it's the separation and the communal separation, what the British wanted was complete, No one was able to stay with anybody. The scheduled castes, however, were divided into two groups. The Ambedkar group opposed the plan because only one seat was offered to the scheduled caste in the interim government, and the Jagjivan Ram group supported the Congress viewpoint. So, we have started doing this. We have half of the chapter is finished. The rest half is left. I hope you have understood what I have taught today. Go through the chapter, go through my class and go through the chapter. And I believe your doubts will be clear. In the next class, we will continue from formation of the Constituent Assembly. That is all for today. Thank you.